Okay, let's talk about how to cultivate, what's the word?
Cultivate.
A fascinating, not a fascinating character that makes you famous within your tribe and creates business longevity. What I'm talking about is, when I'm talking about personal branding, is I want you to become the famous person that nobody's ever heard of. I want you to become a famous person that nobody's ever heard of. Meaning, I want you to be famous within your niche, not necessarily famous like a celebrity that has no privacy. I want you to be the number one person, go-to person in your industry. In your industry. So you're famous within your circle. So example would be my business partner, Kevin, in the audiologist niche. If you meet with him on the street, he's not just a normal dude. But if you go to a trade show, an audiologist trade show, he's the rock star. Everybody knows him. Does that make sense? Yeah. So famous person in your niche, just that, with a group of people, with a tribe, and creates business longevity. So let's talk about character, okay? Seth Godin has a great book called Tribes. A tribe is a group of people connected to one another, connected to a leader, and connected to an idea. And I would add to that, it's not just connected to a leader, I believe it's also connected to a character. Connected to what? A character. Okay, a character. Here's my quote. Clients may come to you because of what you do, but they stay with you because of who you are. I'll say it again. Clients come to you. They may come to you because of what you do, whatever service, whatever product you sell, but they stay with you because of who you are. So if you think in terms of what we do, most of the time, unless you do something, you provide something very, very unique and nobody else does, but most of the time, there are people who do similar things to what you do. Yes or no? Yes. Similar things. And maybe they're not as high quality, but you notice, whatever you serve a client, they have so many other choices. Once they choose you, you help them out, you do some transaction, you do some business. After a while, whatever you do, the value you deliver, is most of the time front-end loaded. After a while, so let's say one of my I have mentees and business partner or clients been with me for longest is 8 years. 8 years, if you think about it. I was still pretty young. I'm still young, but 8 years. Whatever I teach them, I have taught them. I mean, they're not learning a whole lot of things from me that it's brand new. Does that make sense? Yeah. Probably after 2-3 years, whatever I know, I taught them everything I know. Now, although, am I still growing? Yes? Yes. So there's some new things I bring to the table, yes. But I could tell you, they stay with me for that long term because of 3 things. 1/3 is clarity. Clarity. So when I talk with them on the phone, and sometimes I don't even need to say much, they're just talking and they're thinking and ask some profound questions, and suddenly they click, oh yeah, that's right, I never see that. Some out-of-the-box idea. So clarity. Second, it's some out-of-the-box, outrageous insight ideas, breakthrough ideas, what I call. Sometimes 1/3 of the time they look for that. And then 1/3, I could tell you, they stay with me. They are just curious, what is Dan up to? 1/3 of the reason. What is Dan up to? What is he working on? What's the next project, adventure he's on? And that has to do with character. So they stay with me because of who you are. They stay with you because of who you are. So who, let me ask you a question. And I want you to think of whoever comes to mind, just yell out the word, okay? Whoever the personality comes to mind, just yell out the answer. Can you do that? Okay, here we go. Shaken Not Stirred, License to Kill, British Secret Service. What is it? James Bond. Okay. How do you know? How do you know? How do you know? Netflix, yes. Yes. Branding, yes.
They keep repeating it over and over.
They keep repeating the same thing over and over and over again. So James Bond. His parents were killed by a robber when he was 8 years old. Billionaire playboy that lives in a mansion, dressed up in a costume and fights crimes at night. Who? Batman. How do you know?
Storyline.
Yes, there's a storyline. There's a storyline. Right? Batman. Immigrated to Canada at the age of 14, no money, no contacts, couldn't speak the language. Parents were divorced. I haven't even finished. How do you know? Because I keep repeating it again and again and again and again. Some of you, sometimes you are sick and tired of hearing your own story and you stop telling it. I'm telling you, every time you meet an audience, you got to tell the story again. Because a lot of people don't know. You got to keep telling again and again and again and again. Yeah, that's right. That's me, right? Right there. So, why is backstory important? So new tribe members must somehow get up to speed. So you must have a backstory. What? Backstory. When it comes to personal branding, how you got to be who you are, where you are, the authority or expert that you are, doing what you do, believing and advocating what you do. What's your backstory? Versus, hey, you know what? I just got here, I'm the expert at this, but what about this? Where's the journey? What happens? Is it on your website? This is your methodology, your legend, your life story summarized, and it must be told again and again, endlessly, woven into your newest presentations in different ways and used as a foundation. Your backstory. How many of you actually have a backstory in your marketing right now? Okay, how many? See, put your hand. 1, 2. Okay, how many of you don't have one? So look at the percent. What's in between? How many have one? Nice and high. How many of you don't have one? How many are going to get one now? Okay, good.
10 times your finances, 10 times your business, 10 times your marketing, 10 times your life. Hit the subscribe button now.